glasses off here. Just got a phone with Ryan Kirby. Israel is what we call him. He's one of our auditors, and you've probably seen him in a lot of the videos over the years. And in December 27th of 2024, he was arrested by Deputy Shannon in Carrollwood, Florida. Shannon was working for the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office. That video is prominently listed on a thing. You can see that case. This is an update on that case. So after a little over a year, Ray Taseff with the Florida Justice Institute, along with our team and an assortment of people who were involved in getting this particular justice served for the American people. The ordinance that was in question was Hillsborough County Ordinance 42-23, which was soliciting near or on a roadway. This ordinance came into place because years ago, the Tampa Bay Times would have the homeless people selling newspapers, and it reduced the panhandling population by a lot. They found that they didn't want that to happen anymore. They created an ordinance saying you couldn't solicit near or on a roadway. Then they they were allowing the boot drives from the fire department and things like that were going on, but they were restricting the homeless people from selling the newspapers. So obviously they also let politicians put their signs up and campaign during election years and things like that. So it was very discriminatory. It was content based. It was not content neutral. We began auditing on this particular thing in, I think it was September, maybe October of 2024 is when we picked up the audit after hearing that there were many arrests being made. Israel was told by an officer with the Tampa Police Department that they were enforcing the Hillsborough County ordinance in Tampa. That was recorded and is also available. Pie Carts was his name. He then tried to retaliate against us. And so finally, Israel was arrested, or Ryan Kirby was arrested in Carrollwood. Today was the mediation. Today, they finished the mediation, and the result was that Ryan Kirby was awarded settled for $15,000 for his the constitutional rights violations against him. And then Ray Taseff and the Florida Justice Institute were paid for their time for lawyer fees. And from there on, there will be a board meeting in Hillsborough County to determine how to deal with the ordinance itself. It's been enjoined for Israel. Ryan Kirby has been enjoined a long time ago before the case even went this far. But it's still on the books. So now that there's been a settlement reached, there will be obviously a Board of Supervisors meeting, or I think it's in Hillsborough County, probably Board of Supervisors meeting. That's when they'll determine what they're going to do with the ordinance itself, but it's no longer enforceable. Any enforcement would just lead to a copy and paste lawsuit. The case again is Hillsborough County, or Kirby versus Hillsborough County. Ryan Kirby is our auditor's name. And this is an update video to show the results of our efforts out there. And this is amazing because there's over 700 arrests every year that's just Hillsborough County. That's not including Tampa. Tampa makes arrests as well on homeless or less fortunate people who are holding a sign near a roadway to panhandle. These arrests, they put them in jail, they run them off, and it doesn't do anything but hurt the neighborhoods. It causes higher theft rates and boosting from stores. It causes a lot of problems. So this is a big win for the homeless and less fortunate population in the Hillsborough County area, including Tampa. And that was why we do this. We don't do it for the money. I mean, obviously, you need money to build a sandstones, right? So for us to build this amazing wonderland that we're building for less fortunate people, sandstones is our motto is permanence for paupers. And that's what we stand by. You know, this is a permanent situation. We will fight for this mecca to keep paupers safe from classism. And that's what this is a class war. And in order to build the sandstones, we do have to bring in money. And that is an unfortunate part of capitalism. But we don't do this for the money. And what we do this for is to reduce these unlawful and unconstitutional arrests against the less fortunate. And in this case, Hillsborough County 42-23 was repealed, or I'm sorry, there was a settlement reached in the Kirby versus Hillsborough County case. At the next Board of Supervisors meeting, it should be repealed or dealt with by then. So if there are any more arrests being made against people for holding a sign near a roadway in Tampa or Hillsborough County, please send us a message and document it. Definitely record the police at all times. Document it, send it to us. If you're not committing another crime, like if you're not out there drinking and doing drugs or something else that, the cops can get you for, you have a constitutional right to hold a sign near a roadway and solicit for alms. And if that is your income, that's how you make your money, and they tell you you can't do it under the color of law, we want to know about it. And we would like to help you retrieve your lawful wage. In this case, I believe that Ryan should have got more like $50,000. This has been a little over a year now, but I wasn't there for the mediation, and there were a lot of things talked about that I wasn't privy to. It was Ray Taseff for the Florida Justice Institute and Ryan himself. Plus, they had two lawyers and one for the numbers and one for the political thing in the room doing the mediation. And so that's how this mediation went down. It finished today on January 28th, 2026. And the results were, as I said, I know what Ray got to, but it's not my business to talk about what Florida Justice Institute gets for their work. If they release that as a press release, that's something that you can see there. But this definitely cost the taxpayers of Hillsborough County a good settlement that will it raises the cost of doing business for police departments in Hillsborough County and the in surrounding Tampa City that were enforcing this unlawful ordinance. That is the update. I love you all. You stay grateful out there and stay safe. Always film the police. Love you very much.